Hi, boys and girls. Today you are going to be introduced to mystery writing by solving a mystery of your own. So we're going to have a little bit of fun today. Before we begin, you are in Canvas and we're going to open up to terms to know. Okay, and I want to just go over these key terms with you before we begin. So first of all, a suspect. A suspect is a person who is guilty of something. Okay, in this story, you're going to be looking for the main suspect, but you're going to see that there's going to be multiple suspects that you're going to be um, analyzing to see and looking for clues with. The countess is a wife or a widow of a count, a noble or high ranking. So, the countess here in the story is somebody who is very high ranking in society, typically wealthy. She is the widow of a count or somebody who was very noble and high ranking themselves. Motive. Motive is a reason for doing something. So we've talked about motives, we've talked about characters' motives. We're going to be thinking about what are the suspect's motives. Criminology. So criminology is the study of a crime from a social perspective. So one of the characters is going to study criminology. An insurance policy is a document detailing the terms and conditions of a contract of insurance. So insurance is money that you get when you lose something or if there were an accident to help replace it. An insurance policy is the legal document that says, okay, we will replace this. The stock market is where investors buy and sell things and shares with public companies. A lot of people invest their money into the stock market. You can make money off of it, or you could lose your money in the stock market. Convict. A convict is a person found guilty of a criminal offense and they are in jail. Okay. Acquired is to obtain something or to buy it. Stingy is very greedy. Major is a military officer rank. So there will be a character in here with the title of major. So he is a military officer with that title. A red herring. Okay, these are false clues. So in this mystery today, there are going to be red herrings. There are going to be false clues, and they make the story a little bit unclear and ambiguous. They kind of keep you on your toes, like, oh my gosh, well, who did it? Where there's this clue, where there's this clue. The red herring are things that are meant to throw you off. And a sleuth is a detective, a person who investigates. So you are going to be the sleuth today as you investigate the mystery of the Russian ruby. Okay, so as we move on, boys and girls, we're going to read the mystery of the Russian ruby. We're going to collect evidence to help us draw a conclusion that points us towards the guilty suspect. When you finish, you're going to respond in the text box below with who you believe is guilty. Okay, so boys and girls, you're going to be able to come back to this tab on your own and review the story independently on your own also, but I'm going to read through it the first time with you. All right. One thing I want to make sure that you pay attention to, boys and girls, are not just the words. In addition to the words, the pictures in the story are going to be very, very important to helping you figure out who is guilty of stealing the Russian ruby. As I read this to you, boys and girls, you have the character cards in front of you. You can pause this and record the information on your character cards, or you could wait until I'm done and go back through the PowerPoint and do it on your own time. But you're going to want to record the information about each suspect on your character card, and then any other evidence that you acquire as you evaluate this and analyze it a little bit more closely, you're also going to want to record on your character cards. So let's get started. All right. How can we draw an accurate conclusion? How can we use evidence to investigate unsolved mysteries? Okay. This book is a whodunit. Hidden in the pages are hints and clues to help you solve the crime. Can you figure out who steals the famous Russian ruby? You are cordially invited to a party at the Wilby Court Friday, 8 o'clock p.m. So this is the invitation. Countess Wilby owns the largest ruby in the world, the Russian ruby. She is holding a weekend party at Wilby Court, but the snow has delayed her guests. Last of all to arrive is Professor Proudfoot, the famous jewel expert. He cannot wait to get a look at that ruby. All right, so in this picture, you see Spencer, the butler, saying good evening to Professor Proudfoot as he arrives. You can see inside the window, you have Countess Wilby here. So you're going to want to come back and take a look at all these pictures. All right, so our first suspect is Spencer the butler, age 46, height 5'6", shoe size 10. Secret facts. He's been the butler at Wilby Court for 10 years. He owes Countess Wilby a large sum of money. He broke his ankle when he slipped on a banana peel that he had intended for Countess Wilby. Professor Proudfoot, age 40, height 5'9", shoe size 12. He owns the largest collection of jewels in the world, but no one knows how he acquired them. He is a professor of criminology, so he studies criminals, but some people think he has learned too much from the thieves and criminals that he studies. All right, in the next picture, these are the characters and the suspects. There is no one else in the house. Welcome, my dear professor. So here you have Angelica. You have Countess Wilby right here. You have Major Strop, Tilly the maid, Professor Proudfoot, Spencer the butler. And then you'll be able to come back through and you can analyze all the other details on your own time. All right, Major Strop is 55, height 5'7", shoe size 9. Major Strop is not all he appears to be. He has been trying to impress Countess Wilby since the moment he arrived at Wilby County 3 days ago. He has never been in the army. Tilly the maid, age 27, height 5'7", shoe size 6. She's very poor and she does not earn very much working for the stingy Countess. She dreams of being rich and famous movie star and she'll do anything to make her dream come true. All right, on this next slide, boys and girls, are some important pictures and details from the book that I think you should be able to analyze. The first is Countess Wilby's coat, and then Angelica's coat, and there is a secret map here. Then you have Professor Proudfoot with a book that says How to Open Safes. You have Countess Wilby with an insurance policy in her purse. And then you have Tilly the maid. Under her apron, she's carrying sleeping potion. We also have a newspaper that there's been an escaped convict that they're searching for, and they are on day 3. Have you seen this man? Those are some of the clues, some of your evidence. All right, on pages 5 and 6, the safe. Every night, the Countess locks the ruby in the safe in the library. As usual, Countess Wilby waits until she is alone in the room. She does not want anyone to see the combination on the lock. But in the next picture, as you can see, you might want to analyze this page a little bit more. So here is a secret passageway, and this is the door that opens up. There is a spy hole from the secret passageway. You do have the safe, and you can analyze other aspects of that page later. So we're back to Angelica, another suspect, 30, height 5'6", shoe size 7. She's obsessed with jewels and will do anything to get her hands on them. She recently went to South America in search of another famous ruby, the Aztec Spangle. And then you have Countess Wilby herself, age 55, height 5'4", shoe size 5.5. Secret facts. She has recently lost a lot of money on the stock exchange. She insured the Russian ruby for more than twice its value, only A week ago. So a week ago, she opened an insurance policy on it for twice its value. So if it were to go missing, she would actually receive a sum of money twice as much as it is worth. Pages 7 and 8. At the stroke of midnight, according to his routine, Spencer locks the door to the library and puts the key in his pocket. Countess Wilby's dog, Baskerville, keeps guard outside. Then everybody goes to bed. Or do they? Here's the secret passageway underneath the library. Later that night, someone creeps into the library and steals the Russian ruby from the safe. On page 9 and 10, you see footprints the next morning. Here you have Professor Proudfoot's, Angelica's, and Major Strop's, and they are all going into the mansion. But coming out of the mansion is another set of footprints, and this is the thieves' footprints that go into the secret passageway and then back out of the secret passageway. Spencer is astonished to find the safe open. It has been broken into, and the priceless Russian ruby is gone. You have now seen enough clues to work out who done it. Boys and girls, you're going to want to come back to all the pictures. This is a stake. That's what that says. All right. So you're going to want to come back on your own. So, who stole the Russian ruby? Spencer's shouts wake all the guests who rush downstairs to the library to see what has happened. You can analyze this page. Look at all the evidence you collected and record your conclusion for the whodunit in Canvas. Support your conclusion using 3 pieces of evidence. All right, boys and girls, now you're going to have some time alone to think about this and go back through the evidence. Then you have some time to pair up with a partner and discuss the evidence. And then you guys will be able to participate in a class long discussion. All right, so you want to figure out, are there any red herrings? You're going to be the sleuth or the detective. You're going to want to analyze the evidence, look at all the people and their motives. Okay, why would they want to take the ruby? And figure out who is guilty and then place a verdict. A verdict is going to be your answer. Good luck and have fun.